Welcome back in. It's time for Money Tuesday. You know, I hear people or see people comment on my Facebook page every now and then talking about how much they enjoy retirement. That's saying it's bliss, but it does take a lot of planning and also learning about cash management. Marshall Clay with the Welch Group joins us here. Maybe some tips that can help you. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
Yeah, so you really, it's something maybe you don't think about until it starts to get to that point. What am I going to do to get some income and some cash flow to handle myself in retirement?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we were talking about the joy of retirement, but it also comes with a lot of anxiety because you go from this period of your life where you have a bunch of earned income, and now you're having to rely either on portfolio income or maybe some pension income, maybe Social Security, and so there's a lot of planning and things that you have to think about in order to do that in a very comfortable way.
All right, give us some homework. What do we need to think about?
Yeah, so I think the first thing you want to do is make sure that you identify all of your sources of income. Some people still have those corporate pensions. Those are a dying breed these days.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're less common now. But if you've got public pension, private pension, that's good to understand. Social Security, obviously, that comes into play. When you're later on in your upper 60s, early 70s, and then identifying that portfolio income, right? What do you own and how much income is your portfolio actually generating? And I think understanding the reliability of that income is very important. Pension income is usually pretty reliable. But portfolio income, whether it be real estate income or stocks or bonds, that income can be fickle. It can kind of fluctuate a little bit. So understanding the reliability of that income is very, very important. The second thing is identifying your income needs, right? What are those ongoing needs? And when I say that, I mean, how much are you going to need just on a normal month to kind of pay all the utility bills, going out to eat, grocery store, things like that, and then try to think through about those one-off expenses, the new cars, the trips, the Halloween expenses. I think I'm experiencing that right now. The Halloween expenses.
If you got to remodel, maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Even a home remodel. Obviously, that's a big one. And then trying to, as best you can, think about 12 to 24 months in advance, particularly with those big one-off expenses. Okay. And the reason why I say that is there's some advantages of being able to maybe shift some income between years, right? Okay. If you need a big chunk of money, you don't want to realize a bunch of taxable income in one year. If you can spread that income out over maybe a couple of years, that may help you on some taxes. And particularly when you're thinking about being in retirement, you've got to be very aware not only of the income tax brackets, but also the Medicare tax brackets. A lot of people don't realize that your income or your Medicare Part B surcharge is affected by your income. So if you have a big one-off expense and you lump it all in one year, there may be one year where you pay a lot more in Medicare.
So you're giving folks a lot to think about. Can someone sit down and navigate all this and learn about this if they took the time? Do they need some help with that?
I mean, I think most people can, a lot of people can do it on their own, but I think when you start talking about the tax brackets and really when you inject those big one-off expenses, I think that's when it gets a little bit more complicated. Okay. That's a lot of the conversations that I have with my clients is they say, hey, look, I have this big remodel coming up or I have this big expense coming up. How is this going to affect my taxes? Are there any things that I could do to limit that? Right. That's where it gets a lot more complicated.
All right. Well, certainly some things to consider if you're in retirement or going into retirement. Marshall Clay from the Welch Group, thank you.
Thank you.